Okay, so the other thing that happened this week was, and in fact, it happened a couple of days. So, so right now, I've been talking to another member of our little clan, of our little cult. Just kidding. And anyways, and he was talking. We were talking, and one of the things he had mentioned, he tells me all the time. He says, "Johnny, remember God first, the other man, and the other man being human, everybody around us. They're second, and you're third." So I was like, "Yeah, yeah, you're right," because we're so self-centered, so selfish that we always want to put our needs in front of everything. We never want to be useful. It's all about me, me, me. And so I like what he said, God first, man second, and you third. So I've been going around saying it. And so the other day, I ended up taking my grandkids to the batting cages. And because of my voice and because of the way I say things and stuff like that, it does come out. I know that it does come out kind of raw, kind of angry, especially when I start getting agitated, irritated, um, frustrated. And I'm trying to show one of my grandkids how to stand how to stand and swing. But again, I start getting a little frustrated about it. First of all, the batting cages were $25 for 30 minutes. So I think that might have had something to do with it a little bit. Second of all, man, I sucked in baseball. I was terrible in baseball. Um, I love baseball, but I just wasn't a good player. I wasn't a good athlete. I love pitching. That was my favorite position and first base. But everything else, I couldn't hit. I was scared of the baseball because I remember one time I slid into third base and I was probably in Pee Wee's, so that was probably I don't know what age, 8 years old, under 10. And when I slid like head first, Pete Rose style, and I just happened to slide that way, and I happened to be looking towards the ball, and the ball took a bad bounce and hit me right in the eye. Pop, pop. I was hitting sliding into third, and the ball hit me in the eye, and that was one. So I'm trying to teach my grandson stuff like that because I don't want him to suck the way I sucked. Well, guess what? I got frustrated. My voice is getting a little louder. You can totally hear it. And then he turns around and he says, "Grandpa, I can't concentrate if you're in the back talking to me. Stop talking to me." And I totally ignored him. And and I was saying stuff like, "Well, if you stop doing this and you started doing this, if you listen to me, you're going to do it right and this and that." And he goes, "But I can't concentrate when you're talking to me in the back." And then, I just turned into, how are you going to concentrate when the people are cheering for you and they're telling you go go, and if you can block me off, you can block off everyone in the stands. But I guess the way I said it, the way I spoke wasn't the right tone. Again, I know the way I can get. He did make contact on a few of them, and I would give him props. Good contact, Mijo, good contact. You see how, you see when you get closer to the plate, how you can make the contact and you make good contact, and, you did good. So 30 minutes passes, and he wanted to get out. I said, "No, stay in there, stay in there." And the 30 minutes pass, and he gets out, and I said, "Well, how'd you like it?" And he wasn't too happy about it. And he says, I don't know. I didn't like this bat. I go, "Why?" "Because it kept vibrating on me." I go, "It's because you keep swinging late. That's why." Uh, so he's all like, "Well, I'm going to go home. I'm hungry." And I said, "All right." So on the way home, I just told him, "Hey, I'm proud of you. Um, you know, I'm proud of you. Good job." We get home, and I try to show my other grandson how to stand. And I guess he was feeling sick because the next day he was sick. And I tried to do show him, and he wasn't having it. So I just said, forget it, forget it. I thought you guys wanted to learn. And as I'm walking in, my son-in-law says, "Hey, what's up, Johnny?" And I said, "Hey, what's up?" And he goes, "You all right?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm cool." So then I come in and I start watching the movie Rain Man. It's funny that I watched this movie, Rain Man. And in this movie, if you ever seen Rain Man with Dustin Hoffman and Tom Cruise, 1988 movie, actually, it's a good movie. Dustin Hoffman got an Oscar for playing. His name is Raymond, but Tom Cruise calls him Rain Man. It's now that I think about it, my grandson's name is Raymond. So I don't know why I picked this movie. It just happened to be this way. But in this movie, Tom Cruise is always getting pissed off at his brother. Always pissed off, angry. And as I'm looking at him get angry, I'm thinking to myself, like, why do I get so fucking frustrated? Why am I always getting angry? Like, why am I always short with people? Always, like, no matter what, I'm always getting short. And why am I always getting so angry? And I kept watching this, like, everything in my life, like, I get angry everywhere. I just get short. I get short, agitated, frustrated, and all that. And I'm watching it, and the movie's finally over, and I hadn't seen that movie in years, and it's a great movie. Watch it, Rain Man. So it was time for me to go to bed. It was actually kind of early still, and I went to bed. But I did go to bed with a heavy heart because I shouldn't have. I understand that I shouldn't have. I should have. It's okay to explain how to do it, but what is not okay is my tone of voice, is the way I'm saying it. That's always been a problem, and that's not okay. So I did have a heavy heart because I do love my grandkids, and I do want the best. All right, so I had to free some stuff. So I do love my grandkids, and I do want the best for them, but I always forget, and it's the same thing. And I do want the best for him, and it's like everything else. Parents, grandparents, we all forget that even when I was growing up, we all forget that it's just a sport. It's just for him to have fun, period. It's just for him just to get out of the house. My daughter always tells me, I just want him to get out of the house and have fun. And that is so true. That's what it's all about, having fun. But of course I forget because being competitive, and then I don't want him to suck like I sucked, but I just want him to have fun. So anyway, so the next day I called my friend and I explained to him. And then he says, "Johnny, let me ask you a question." I said, "Sure. You got to be honest for this to work." And I said, "Yes, go ahead." And then he says, "Did you pray before you guys went?" And I said, "Oh." I said, "No, no, I didn't." "You didn't pray, huh?" I said, "Nope." And he goes, "There you have it." See, I forget to invite God in every situation, everywhere. See, what I thought is because when I pray in the morning, I think it's like when you get a bus pass and you pay like $5 and it's throughout the day. It's good throughout the day, right? Instead of paying at every stop. Same thing for me for praying. Just because I pray in the morning, I think that I am good the rest of the day. Whenever I come in contact with people, I think I'm good because I prayed 5 hours ago or 3 hours ago. I forget to pray every time. Like I should pray before I go to meetings. I should pray before I walk into the grocery stores. Like I should pray every time I run into somebody, I come in contact with anybody. And by praying, I need to invite God into my heart. And I always seem to forget, always, because I don't practice it enough. I don't do it enough. When I get a new client, I need to pray, ask God for kindness and tolerance. But I just don't do it because I forget, because I don't practice it. I got to keep practicing over and over. And like it says in the book, what used to be a hunch gradually becomes a working part of the mind. So I got to keep doing. So because I didn't pray, I didn't invite God in it. Guess who was in number two? My grandkids. It was all about me, control, pride. What are people going to think? Um, so that was a lesson learned, and it really hit me on this one. So yeah, so that's the thing I need to do from now on is invite God before anything. When I'm in the car, invite him before I drive. So I don't know. I know for me, those are the things that I need to do so I don't get the way I get. So I hope this helps out. And here's the thing: I kept asking myself, why do I keep making these videos? Check this out. Why do I keep wanting to make these videos? Because I'm not happy if I don't. I don't know why it's in my head to make videos or to do a podcast or to do these things, but it's in my head to do it. If I don't do it, I'm not happy. Like it's in my head all day. And believe me, for years I tried it and I think about it, but I think about it every day. I've always thought about this. I don't know if it's a calling, I don't know what, but it's something that is always in my head. Second, while I'm doing it, I get frustrated again because today I actually prayed before I did it, and I actually feel pretty good. But I get a little frustrated because my head thinks fast. It's going super fast that my motor skills can't catch up to it. It's trying to catch up and it doesn't happen. So I had to slow my roll. I had to slow my thinking process. At the end, when I edit and post it, guess what? It feels good. Same thing with walking. I've been walking 3 miles, a little bit over 3 miles. Today I got up at 6:30, went for my walk, but every time I come back, not once have I said, "Boy, I feel like shit." I always feel good at the end, um, always. So this is why I keep doing these videos, and I'm gonna keep doing them. I mean, I don't know who watches them or if it helps anybody, but I know it helps me. The other thing also is that I don't know. I'm a negative, closed-minded person. In these last few years, working the steps, practicing these principles as best as I can, it has cracked my head open where I have learned to listen rather to react. And I've had an open mind. Now it does close once in a while, but I have an open mind more than I've ever had in the past. So I just want to share some of this stuff with whoever might need it. Like they always say, experience, strength, and hope are a gift from God. So if I don't use this gift, then I'm wasting a gift. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see what happens the rest of the week, and I will talk to you guys later. All right, peace out.